So my first book, Hooked, was about how to build good habits with
Yes.
technology. Indistractable, my second book, which came out 5 years later, just came out last year. Indistractable, the subtitle is How to Control Your Attention and Choose Your Life. So if Hooked was about how to build good habits, Indistractable is about how to break bad habits. And so there is one section in the book, a pretty substantial section, which is all about how do we build an indistractable workplace. And I wrote this section because, you know, in the 5 years it took me to write this book, I spoke with hundreds of companies and thousands of people, and they kept telling me that the workplace felt so distracting that they couldn't get anything done because their boss kept tapping them on the shoulder, and there was meetings and Slack notifications and emails and phone calls, and they couldn't focus on anything and get any real work done. And so the knee-jerk reaction, as is often the case with many areas of life, is to blame the technology, right? The technology is doing it to me. The technology is why I'm distracted. But what I found in my research over the past 5 years in writing Indistractable is that distraction in the workplace is a symptom of cultural dysfunction. Let me say that again. Distraction is a symptom of dysfunction. That what we find is that in organizations where people can't raise their hands and say, hey, boss, I'm struggling here. I cannot focus on my work because I am constantly being pulled in a million directions. If you can't talk about that problem at work, it's not the technology. So I actually went to Slack, which is the world's largest group chat app. And I actually visited the company. And I expected, if Slack makes this group chat app that is the largest in the world, they should be the most distracted company in the world because nobody uses Slack more than Slack.
Yeah.
But that's not what I found at all. That in fact, when you walk into Slack headquarters, there's a big neon sign in the employee canteen that says, work hard and go home. It's not what you would expect for a publicly listed Silicon Valley tech company. It says work hard and go home because from the CEO on down, from Stuart Butterfield on down, the company culture is one that respects people's time, focus, and attention. And they know that to let people do their best work, they must be indistractable. And so I talk about how do you build an indistractable workplace, and the problem is never the technology. The problem is the company culture. But the good news is we can fix that company culture.